Hey guys, what is going on? And today we're going to be looking at the Sentinel. This is a new subclass from the Titans in Destiny 2, the beta that just came out. This guy is honestly really amazing now that they've reworked everything, and let's just get right into it. So first off, we have the jumps, we have the high lift. You can get really high when you're jumping. You have strafe lift, you have more control, and we have the catapult lift, which basically gives you a boost before you jump in the air. Now, moving on to the grenades, we have the magnetic grenade. If you attach it to an enemy, it actually detonates twice. It does a lot of damage. You have void wall, basically creates a small wall, and you have the suppressor grenade, which will shut down any enemy abilities. Now, this is the main thing that I really like they did with the class specific abilities. For the Sentinel, they gave him shields that you could use periodically throughout the game, and you don't have to wait for your super. So the first one is called Towering Brigade. Basically, it just creates this massive rectangle in front of you. It doesn't protect your sides, but it's good enough to protect you and your allies, all three of you, if you're just standing in that area. Now, the second one is actually really interesting. It's called Rally Brigade, and basically, it creates a shield, but it's only as high as your waist, and you can actually crouch under it and use it to kind of head glitch. But the real perk about this is you actually reloads your weapon every time you crouch behind it, fully automatically. You don't have to go through any animation, just crouch, you're done reloading. So that's one really cool thing about it. Now moving on to the skill tree, the first thing is your overshield lasts longer and your melee and reload are faster as well. Now the second perk is any melee kills will restore health, and I mean any, you don't need your ability melee, any melee will restore health. The third one, melee ability kills will give you an overshield and to allies. Now I don't know if you noticed, they give this whole ally as well thing. Now the biggest thing that I saw was Ward of Dawn. Yes, that is right, you have two variants for your super with Sentinel. You can create the Titan bubble, it is not gone from the game. So basically, if you press your right button and left button, you'll activate your shield, but if you hold it, it'll activate Ward of Dawn, which is great because now you have two options. You can play offensive and you can play defense. So that's just really amazing what they did right there. Now moving on to the second skill tree, we have a new version of the shoulder charge. Instead of killing enemies or throwing them, it'll actually stun and disorient them. I thought that was pretty cool. The second one, we have grenade kills will recharge grenade kills, pretty self-explanatory. Third one, kills in your enemies charge your super faster, so that kind of tells you can play aggressive up front because you're healing and you're getting your supercharge back. And the last one is your shield has a second throw, because when you're using your super you can only throw it once. Now you could throw it twice if you have that unlocked. Now talking about the super, or talking about the Sentinel in general, this guy feels like a tank. In Destiny 1, I know the Titan bubble was the tank class or whatever, but now you actually are a tank. You get this shield more often than you will get your super, and it just really changes the way you play the game, at least with the Titan. Now right here, I used the Rallying Brigade, and I was just going up and down. Every time I took a lot of damage, I would crouch down, I wouldn't have to reload. It was amazing. It works great with the Titan exotic weapon because it has an insane reload time, but with this, you just have to crouch down once, you're done reloading. Second thing, the melee and your overshields, you actually give everything to your allies as well. Before it was just to yourself, now you can give it to everyone. So if I melee an enemy and I restore health to my allies as well. I thought that was really cool. And if you have max health and you actually use the melee ability and get a kill, it'll actually just give you an overshield. It won't give you like half a bar, or it'll give you like 1/3 of a bar of health back, or an overshield. So I thought that was really cool. It makes you more of a tank-like character, and it makes your friendlies more tanky as well. Now another combo you could do is when you use the Rallying Brigade, you can actually have a Warlock put down an Empowering Rift, and you'll have basically Weapons of Light, you'll have infinite reloading or speed reloading without doing anything, and you'll have a shield. So that's just one combo out of so many I could just imagine. Now one thing I want to say is when you're using the Sentinel, when you're using it basically on the basics level or the basic tree, you only get one shield throw. So make sure you always throw it in a herd of enemies, because in the beginning I would only throw it at one enemy and it would just come back to me. It can actually ricochet and hit as many enemies within the area as possible. In the beginning I wasted it, but again, just make sure you throw it in a bunch of enemies. It's an offensive weapon and it's really amazing. The bad part is there's no real mobility, or not mobility, there's no really way to close the gap as of right now. Maybe with the shoulder charge that you can unlock in the second skill tree you can, but as of right now, you know, you want to be careful where you throw it, especially if you're playing with PvP. You know, you can only throw it once, and after that you're kind of stuck with just a shield and nothing else to do. Now right here in this clip, I didn't have my super. but we had another Titan in the game, and right here he put down the Titan bubble, which is great. So this is what I love about him. You have the option between offensive and defensive. You know, so we were taking a lot of damage. You know, there were a lot of harpies in the area, so this guy just put down, and I think it automatically has armor of light. He just put down the Titan bubble, and right there we were just able to survive. We were able to go back and forth the bubble, recover health. We weren't taking damage from the middle again. So again, that's the real dynamic of this guy. You can put down shields, you can go offensive, defenses. He honestly feels like the complete Titan that in Destiny 1 wasn't there. Now it actually is. He's like this tank guy. Oh, another thing I wanted to say was when you're using your super, you can actually do a jumping attack. It's not too crazy, but if you're in the air over the enemy, you'll actually just jump down and slam them. But yeah, after playing this guy, I could see there's so much potential. You know, there's so many options you can do. You can play back, you can play with your allies, you can play up close and personal. You know, you're always recovering health every time you get a kill. You know, right here I'm using the Sentinel. I throw the shield. I got 3 kills with it, and then I just ran up and got this other guy. Again, this guy is a lot of fun. It's definitely more fun than playing the Titan bubble or the old Titan, because back then you would just put down the shield and, you know, that was it. There wasn't really too much fun with that. Now you can go Captain America and go all out. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. That was definitely a lot of fun. Check it out. Check out the beta. Hope you guys enjoyed. Catch you on the next one.